And welcome to this week's What's Hot. Now, some of you are still mulling the Marstons merger with Carlsberg announced before the bank holiday weekend. Some smaller independent breweries are concerned about the deal, which will offer a mix of Carlsberg's mass market lagers and Marstons cask ale brands such as Hobgoblin and Pedigree. And the deal will also be able to feed Carlsberg's beers into the Marstons estate of around 1,400 UK pubs. Well, listen, don't worry, because apart from the Hobgoblin, the rest is a bit rubbish for my taste, and the independent breweries, as you can see here, don't need to worry at all. But I do like the prophetic nature of some of the chat on the billboards, because way back in May there was this pre-merger quip. As for drinking while wearing a mask, I think it's time we emulated the elephant and incorporated a trunk into protective headgear, particularly as Carlsberg brew a beer called Elephant. Well, will British land investors be drowning their sorrows on Wednesday when the company releases its full year results? Hargreaves Lansdown analyst Nicholas Hayett cautions we should get the group's most recent valuation assessment alongside full year results. And while it's certain to be unpleasant reading, the real question is how unpleasant. Plus, Chief Executive Chris Grigg, who has held the post for more than a decade, can't leave yet. Hayett also points out that a company that's supposed to be all about dividends, for it to suspend dividend payments this year is pretty major. Billboard and nickname is telling us all to wind our necks in. Well, also on Wednesday we will learn if Britvic is maintaining its dividend payments against a backdrop of don't be a Shandy pants and bring back Shandy Bass, so says Jarvis Van Dangle. Well, travel-related companies TUI, Lufthansa, Carnival, loungers all seeing gains this past week, with rescue packages for Lufthansa and Spain inviting tourists back in from July. 2 words: self-selection. Also gains in EasyJet, how quickly the investment world forgives and forgets about a major data breach. Well, we're in the final week of May, and I ask you this: how many of you have decided to sell in May and go into hibernation until September? Well, I predict that this year that won't be the case for the many, while the few choose to self-select on the beaches of Spain. Until next week, stay well, stay safe, stay indoors, wash your hands and use your judgment. Till next week.